It's not happening. I eventually want to be able to do one-arm handstands, so I could eventually do what's called the air flare, which is probably one of the hardest moves that you can do in breakdancing. Just look it up, it's an insane move. And you gotta be able to do handstands perfectly. You gotta be able to do one-arm handstands perfectly on each arm. So it's definitely a crazy challenge. So I've been practicing that for a little while. Oh man, my arms are all weak now. I can't even hold the camera. So I just finished an unboxing video of the REMOVU P1, which is right there. I think I'm gonna edit it all right now and probably upload it today or tonight maybe. So I just played around with it a little bit. Pretty cool, I like it. A few days ago, I got a request to do a tutorial on how to achieve this GoPro burst mode sequence picture here. Now, I actually did a tutorial on this maybe about 2 years ago, and I kind of want to do it again because maybe many of you haven't seen that tutorial. So I want to do it again. I need to go out and get a picture to make this happen. But it's really simple. You just need Photoshop or some sort of photo editor. And if I would prefer you guys use Photoshop. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, you can go to the Adobe website and they'll give you a 30-day free trial. So you can mess around with it and bang out a few of these image sequence pictures before your trial runs out. You need a tripod. The camera has to be still, or you need to set it on something. I'm gonna use a tripod, and I'm also gonna use what I used yesterday. It's in my pocket. The Wi-Fi remote, so I can set it off at the exact time that I want to do it. Now, if you have a friend with you, you know, they could just hit the shutter button for you to get the picture. But since I'm by myself, no friends, I'm going to use my Wi-Fi remote. So yeah, let's go do that now. Coyote alert. We'll be fine. I plan on doing a backflip off of this bleacher here, and I realized that it would probably be a better idea to use the REMOVU here. This is the R1, not the P1. So I could frame my shot better. I don't have to guess what I'm shooting. So what I have set on the GoPro is burst mode, and I'm gonna do 30 pictures in 3 seconds. 30 pictures in 3 seconds is gonna give me enough time to get from the top of that ledge of the bleacher to the ground, and I'll have enough pictures or images to play with in editing a little bit later in Photoshop. So let's see if I can still do a backflip. This is kind of scary. I haven't done a backflip from this high in a long time. I'm gonna check it out on the REMOVU here and see how they look. So a trick to make this work better is you need to cover a lot of ground, and I didn't really cover much ground because I did the backflip, kind of went up and then back a little bit. So what I want to do is just jump off the bleacher, and I'll try to jump as far as I can, and I think that'll make it better. All right, I'm gonna check it out on here. Okay, yeah, that's definitely gonna be a lot better, but I'm still gonna try to do the backflip. So I think I got enough footage here, enough pictures. So let's head back home and edit this. Now, I have all my images imported on my computer, and here are the ones that I chose to use for this burst sequential tutorial. So that's the first frame, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. So I have 9 pictures, and I already imported them into Photoshop, and I have them right here. This is the first frame. Now, we're gonna use this first frame here as the base image. So I'm gonna put this base image to the side. We don't need that for now. And I'm gonna go to the second image and expand that. And I'm probably gonna wanna zoom in just a little bit here. And now what I wanna do is cut myself out. I'm gonna use this tool right here and get the plus symbol and just highlight my whole body and cut myself out here. So you want to make sure that this is precise. You're not getting any of the background. So that's why I'm saying you need Photoshop, because it has this feature in here. Now, there might be other software, picture editing softwares that you can use, but like I said, you want to get that trial version if you don't have Photoshop. And it'll make it easier for you. So here I have myself cut out, and what I'm going to do is do a Control-C. That's going to copy just that selection there. And I'm going to go back to the base image, which is, let me minimize it. So this is the base image, and I'm going to do a Control-V and paste myself into the shot. So now you kind of choose where you want yourself. So I'm going to put myself like about right there. And you kind of got to look back at the previous picture to see where you were, and you could see my feet were like just above the bleacher. So I probably got to move this to right there. So that looks kind of good. Now all you got to do is just repeat the same steps. So I'll just zoom this in here again and cut myself out here. So it's pretty simple. It just takes a little bit of time, and just make sure, you see this empty space, this space between my legs. You got to make sure you do the negative symbol here and cut that out, because that's not part of the picture, and do it the same thing here. And you can see my fingers are a little bit weird there. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to do a Control-C. So my feet are still like lined up with this bar here. So I'm going to try to get that perfect on the base image. I'll minimize. Okay, that was this. Okay, this is it. I'll do a Control-C. And then I'll do a Control-V. And that's me right there. There's 3 of me now. So I think I said I was going to be like right there. That looks good. So now I'm going to continue on all the way, and then you'll see how it looks at the end. All right, so I just finished up, and you can see what I mean by I wasn't covering enough ground, and there's too much of me overlapping with me. So it looks kind of weird. It just looks funky. I don't know what that even looks like. So I'm going to do it again with the other shot that I got where I jumped across, and you'll see that that's going to look a lot better. Now, one way to fix this would be to cut out a few of these layers, and that might do something. That might actually make it look a little better. Let's see. So like, okay, there we go. So you could tell I'm doing a backflip, so that kind of fixes it a little bit. But if you want to get a much more, like a lot more shots in the frame, then you want to cover a lot of ground. So if I enable this again, you'll see it just looks kind of weird. But it was, so I mean, I guess this is fine. If I just remove some of these layers, it sort of fixes itself. So 4 was enough. 8 might have been, or 9 frames might have been a little bit too much. I'm just gonna skip the other picture because I think this is fine. I'll probably tweak this a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes. How about some Thai food?
You're welcome.
Look at that.
Would you look at
Thank you.
Did you get rice?
No, this has noodles in it, I think. What's yours?
Mine is, I forget how it's called, but
Tofu something?
Tofu with vegetables and pineapple.
Did any of this get on there?
I don't know, it's your car.
You just toss it like this.
Oh my bad. It was lower. It's so hard to like aim. Ooh, that's high. Ooh, that was so close.
Back up. Alright, whatever.
That sucked. Can I just throw it like this?
So a deer just crossed the street.
It's
Where
over
is
there
it?
by Jiffy Lube. It went into the parking lot. He made it.
There was a deer right there on the grass, and it just ran across.
I'm running that way.
Luckily, there was nobody driving by. Yeah,
There was only one car.
it was just really packed with cars, and then out of nowhere it was just empty. So good thing. Wait, actually, when there's one, there's more than one. There's like 2.
No, he was there for a little bit. He was going back and forth. It looked like he was actually looking at the cars.
All right, guys, I think it's time for me to sign off. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.